Hi everybody, I'm excited and I hope you're excited because today we're going to go over some of the basic components of research. Feel free to pause or rewind the video at any time. First, let's go ahead and clarify why we are here and what we hope to get out of this. First and foremost, we're here to learn about research, duh, but more specifically, we're going to be learning about the 4 W's, or winners. So keep in mind, if you can remember these 4 W's by the end of the video, you can be a winner too. Let's lay some ground rules. Number 1, whenever the video or the instructor is speaking, make sure you are quiet and paying attention. Number 2, be sure to fill out your worksheet as we go through the video. Big news! So, during the video, there are going to be checkpoints where the video is going to pause and we're going to review what we just learned. Let's give it a shot. Okay, now we're going to get started with the lesson. So make sure you listen up and write down your answers in the blanks on your worksheet. So here's what will be happening. As the video is playing, there will be times when we're going to pause. And during those times, you need to be quiet, pay attention to make sure that you're all up to date before we move on to the next section. As the lesson keeps going, make sure you are filling out your worksheet and all those blank spaces are filled. When should you do something? Well, only do something after the instructor or video has said to start. When you are finished, put down your pencil and wait for the next step to begin. Now, there may be times during the program when you need help. First, don't freak out. Simply raise your hand and wait for someone to come over and help you out. If you miss an answer on your worksheet, you can go ahead and ask the neighbor next to you to help fill in the blank that you missed, but then make sure you pay attention to the next step. Checkpoint! Finally! We're ready to begin. Have those pencils ready, and let's get down to business. So first, what is research? Well, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, research is the finding and collecting of information on a subject. So this can be something where you want to learn more about a subject, or if you have a question that you're looking to get answered. But is it really that important? Of course it is. It is how we find answers to questions we don't know. And also, a person will do research their entire life, even if we don't realize that we're doing it. It's a matter of finding out what we don't know or what we need to know. Can you think of a time you did research? Let's go ahead and pause the video and hear some examples. Checkpoint! Now, let's get into the 4 winners. The 4 winners are 4 W words that are needed in order to judge a source. So, let's get started. The 4 words you're looking for are what, where, when, and who. These are your 4 winners, so make sure you're writing them down on your worksheet. Number 1, what is the source? It is important to know what exactly you found or you're looking at. Is it a book? Is it a website? Is it a magazine? What is the source? Number 2, where is that source coming from? Is it coming from a newspaper? Is it coming from an interview or a movie that you watched? Make sure you distinguish where you're getting your source from. When was it made? Now, this may seem kind of like a silly thing to look for, but it is very important. For example, something that was written or documented 8 years ago could be very, very different if that same study was redone in the last 2 years. So make sure you try and find when it was made. Finally, the who. Who wrote it? In order to give the proper credit to someone who has put this information out there, You want to try and find out who exactly wrote it. Now, sometimes you can't always find one writer of a source, but it's always, always, always worth trying to find out. It's time for a checkpoint, so make sure you have your worksheet and let's make sure everyone is on the same page. It's time for some practice. But before you do anything, go ahead and put down your pencil, pay attention and follow along the best that you can. So for our practice, we're going to be going to the eLibrary database. We are going to all go to this website right here. We're going to type Civil War into that search box. Then we're going to select from one of the first three results that we get, and then we're going to go to our four winners and locate and write them down. Follow along and let's do this together. First, we need to get to the eLibrary website. Go ahead and type this into your search browser and go to the site. Next, we have to put in our username and password in order to get access to the database. Once we are in, we're going to go ahead and go to the basic search box, and we're going to simply type in Civil War. Finally, let's take a look at our first three results from typing in Civil War. Once you have picked your source, search for those four winners. If you need help or got stuck, raise your hand and we'll come over to you. It's our final checkpoint. Let's take a second and see what you all found. Let's end with some review. Think about the questions, what is research and why is it important? What are the four winners? Can you think of them or say them out loud without looking at your paper? Let's give it a try. Try and put those four winners to memory. Now we need to make sure that everyone has their worksheet completely filled out. Make sure all the questions are answered, the blank spaces are filled in. When everyone at your table is finished, put down your pencil and everyone needs to raise both hands in the air until one of the instructors comes over and tells you you are ready. Excellent job, everyone. You did it. Now, as long as you keep that worksheet with you, you'll always have an upper hand on finding and locating those four winners.